Take the mute off. Here we go. Here we go. We actually were online for 30 minutes, maybe longer, before we realized there was an audio issue. Shout out to our offsite tech guy, Matt, for being the only person to text us and let us know that, hey, your stuff's not working.
Matt.
Let's look at it like this way. What's up, Wimpa?
Let's restart it. Go from the top. How's it going,
Let's
man?
do it. Today, January 28th,
Yep.
2022,
History.
is a historic day in the state of Louisiana. Sports betting's been legal here for several months. Today is the first day that you can bet mobily through an app statewide in Louisiana. Let's hear it. I know it's a big deal at several casinos. We have an affiliation with this casino. Again, it's the Caesar Sportsbook inside the Horseshoe Casino in Shreveport, Bossier City.
Yeah.
Shout out to the sportsbook director, Quentin, for giving us.
Big shout out.
I don't know if I'd call it a permanent residency yet, but this is our third podcast here.
Yeah.
We won't count the first one when we had Pat Mahomes waiting on Zoom and the internet went down here. Sorry, Pat. We want to have you back on.
Yeah, but you forgot to mention $20 or $25 right now on the Caesar Sportsbook app. You get $300, 6 bets of 50, I believe he said. So yeah, bet $20, you're gonna get a free 300, and that is in bets of 6, I believe he said. But hey, free.
Yeah. So let's look and see what Quentin texts me. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good point.
What was the code again for?
Let's do it. The promotional code is going to be FB300. So you put 20 in on that sports app, and you said it perfectly. They're going to give you $300. What they're going to do is carve it up and do 6 bets
for 50
each, so that you can cash out. So, and he also said earlier, and we had to scrap it because we didn't know the audio wasn't working. If you are a club member, they're going to match you up to, I believe you said $1,500.
Yeah,
we're club members. So if we got on the app right now and put $1,500 on that 49ers money line, they're going to give us $1,500 worth of bets. I don't know if you could do it all in one shot.
Yeah.
They may break it up, but man, that's a pretty good incentive.
Oh yeah.
What's not to like about Caesars, right? Think about look at their lineup.
Oh yeah.
They have all the Manning brothers, right? Caesar's JB Smoove, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Caesar is Oscar winner.
I even heard my dad
Halle Berry.
Yeah, my dad even watched the commercial. He said, "Hey Bryce, who is that?" Oh, that's Halle Berry. I said, "No, it's not."
Kenny Mayne. And then you list all those guys, and this is just regionally specific.
Yeah.
Randall and Wimpa, right?
Hey, we're up there.
We're like the two guys taking in their luggage when they visit Horseshoe Casino, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I like to see me up there. I just kind of visualize that. It's coming.
Right. So we're not alone today. We must give a shout out. My son, Tyler's actually manning the switcher and doing all the technical aspects back there in the back. Tyler, hell of a job.
Appreciate you, man.
It's even more impressive when you take into account that I taught him how to do this about 2 hours ago. Right?
Yeah.
So he's like a normal kid, a modern day 2022 kid who can pick up anything. It reminds me of back when my dad used to tell me when I was Tyler's age, could you hook up this damn VCR? Can't figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah. All right. Well, we're really preaching the laurels of the mobile sports bet. We'll get Quentin back in here momentarily, but let me give you kind of a breakdown of how it works, because we are in the house of Caesar.
Yep.
So we've got to, express our love for them letting us come in here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me give you a scenario. I read an article a while back before New York State legalized mobile sports betting. You could do it in New Jersey. So these apps have location services in them, right? So they sit on Sunday mornings before football. There'd be a mass exodus of gamblers going across the bridge from New York to New Jersey.
Yeah.
They would go over, make their bets, come back.
Yeah.
Quentin confirmed earlier that you can indeed do that here. So let's say you wanted to come in from Dallas, Tyler, when you're old enough to gamble.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to come all the way to the casino. You go to the state line, go into the rest area, use your mobile app. It's going to let you load up your money, make your bets.
Yeah, and I like to cut this part off for later from my Instagram, because I got a lot of people in Dallas. Hey, you live in Dallas. You're an hour and a half, close to 2 hours away. Come to Louisiana on the board line.
Well, let's correct that. You're closer. I know you get caught up in being on your phone. You're more like 3 hours away. Dallas.
If we live on the east side of Dallas where I live,
It's an hour and a half from my house.
Oh, okay. Well, you live on the east side of Dallas. You're about 2 hours. Anyway, hey, you live in Dallas. You're a little over 2 hours away from here. Go to the Louisiana board line right there. Open the Caesar Sportsbook app. Do $20. Get you literally $300 free to bet with. I mean, like, just take one day. I mean, I would. I mean, why not grab the friends, go to a cool place in Louisiana, even the casino, the Horseshoe, and, throw a little $20 bet and get you a free 300 to bet. I mean,
yeah, and the key is it's legal. It's legal sports betting, right?
You're not losing nothing. I mean, that sounds like a hell of a time.
You're losing your, boys' weekend. Let's go to Shreveport this weekend.
All you need is $20.
Football's ending, but we can go ahead and get you guys prepped for next year. Before gambling was legal in Louisiana, Wimpa and I were in order to shoot content. We were actually going to Vicksburg, Mississippi. For those of you who were with us previously, know we're going all the way over there to Vicksburg. And that's 4.5 hours one way.
That's terrible.
So from where we live now, we can be there and back in the time it took us to get there.
Yeah, I absolutely love it now. A game changer.
I still love doing this, Tyler, if you want to switch over. I still love going down and making the actual tangible bet in person at the sports book because we've shot some semi-viral TikToks with the girls down there, and they like us, and we like talking to them and dealing with them. But you can do it mobilely, and we're going to download. We've downloaded the Caesar Sports app, and we're going to make some bets on there later.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I know a lot of people didn't come here to get hit over the head with a marketing hammer, but it is what it is. Let's talk about what's coming up, dude. Let's talk about it. Let's go NFC first. Maybe dabble a little bit on what happened and what's coming up. So we've got 49ers, Rams, not their first dance.
Yeah, not their first dance. I mean, got some angry 49ers coming in here. I mean, they upset two big teams. I think they're coming in really, really hot. It's going to be a fight both ways, a big offensive game. Rams defense would have to show out to get this W. They had to show out more than ever. But I got 49ers coming in here kind of doing their thing.
I like it. Little sidebar. We are in an actual bar. You see behind Wimpa there. Okay, this young lady's going to be getting this place up. So if you hear a little ice clanging and banging around,
she's making me a frozen drink.
That's her working
on my drink.
So, and go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You're actually live on Facebook if you want to wave. What's your name? Show. All right, there you are. This is inside one of the bars inside the Horseshoe Casino. So come down and see her and get a drink. Back to the 49ers. We had a guy walk by a little while ago that yelled in, Deebo Samuel is the Super Bowl MVP. Tyler, throw up the current Caesar Sportsbook odds on the future for the players. Look at that. Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Garoppolo. I'm really surprised as much hate as Jimmy's been getting lately that he's even on this list. I mean, I read something today that said if Jimmy even wins a Super Bowl, he's still getting traded. Whatever you got a right to shock people. Leave that up for a second. So if this guy truly believes Deebo Samuel is Super Bowl MVP, I mean, he seemed.
Yeah, I don't know how they got Burrow and Garoppolo. I think that should definitely be switched. I'm not a big Jimmy guy, but I love that Deebo bet. Plus 2,000. Dude streamed it from us. It's like it's meant to be. Absolutely love that one.
If you want to look into this and you feel it, put that back up for a sec, Tyler. If you look at this, right? If you look at the odds that have been set by Vegas, just looking at the top couple of guys, does that tell you anything about who they believe is going to the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're definitely heavy Chiefs right now. Don't blame them after that last game, but
yeah.
Bengals are going to come in hot. I mean, Joe Burrow is also a good one at that plus 1,000 because they take the Chiefs out this next game. That plus 1,000 is going to probably a plus 100, like a plus 150.
It's definitely going down considerably. And if the 49ers win, and I have bet today that I believe they will win, took them on the money line.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel, especially when he goes and shows out this game, will go down dramatically. So if you want to get your money in and you think the guy that walked by and just yelled at us, Debo, you want to come down to the sports book today. Definitely before Sunday. All right, Tyler, you can throw that one down. I also, as we discussed, I have the 49ers winning the money line. I think Debo is going to be too much. I think Jimmy G will do enough, Trent Dilfer style, to get his team into the Super Bowl, where I do think they will win.
Yeah.
Overall,
I believe
they
the same.
just a unique. They seem like a crack, like, you know how you have these teams, right? And like, let's say the military, for example, we got these teams and the different teams go in and do things. They seem like this team that they send in when all hope is lost. Like,
Yeah.
send the 49ers in, send them in. They'll get the hostages back. That's the way I feel about the 49ers. They just seem like they're not going to be beaten. I don't know.
Yeah, and
They're
they
on a
seem
run.
like they're not supposed to win, which can help you win. I mean, the other teams, obviously, I don't know, being that underdog, you're not supposed to win, can just drive you a little bit more. I feel like the Cowboys are insanely good. When we're not supposed to win, sometimes we'll play our best game ever. But when we're supposed to win, like the 49ers, completely shit in our hands. But the 49ers like where they're at, being this underdog. Every game they played this playoff series, everyone thinks they're going to lose every game. Like they're coming in with a big chip on the shoulder for sure.
Yeah, it may be the perfect storm for them. In
Yeah.
hindsight, if they run the table, every team's going to want to be the underdog going forward. Psychological advantage.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I'm not Stafford's a Texas guy. I'll be honest. Sorry, Matthew. I know your wife goes on her podcast and was complaining about your old teammate Sue being rough on you the other day. If you want to make me a believer in you, go win the Super Bowl. If not, I've just never been a Stafford guy. A lot of lofty numbers, but look at who he's been throwing to two of the statistically greatest receivers in NFL history.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp set the record. Megatron, Detroit. I mean, it wasn't exactly throwing to, like, second tier receivers. So I'm not saying Stafford's not good. He's got a cannon on it.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm just not a believer.
Yeah, he just made some crazy plays this last game. I saw a lot of no-look touchdowns, some rushes. I mean, he's never been. That was his first playoff win, I believe. If not playoff win, maybe it was a second round first win for him. But he's never made it this far, and I know that's another big factor. You know your game before the Super Bowl. His career is kind of on the end. I mean, it's got to be a lot of pressure for the Rams for sure.
Yeah, I think he and Odell both got their first playoff wins.
Yeah, that's what I saw, I think.
Yeah, so interesting. Odell's really stepped up. Tyler's, or at least was back in the day, a big Odell guy.
Yeah.
When he made the catch against the Cowboys, and they showed that on ESPN for like 5 or 6 years. And then he didn't have a lot of success after that catch. It's almost like it let's trade that infamy for on-field success. It was a great catch.
Yeah.
With a glove that's very sticky and tacky. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I couldn't make the catch. We've got a few viewers watching. Again, if you've never seen us here in this locale, we're actually in a bar. And inside the Horseshoe Casino, the Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a little allergy kick up there or
you're
something.
good.
Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching anyway. I don't care. I've also got my Co Wetzel hoodie on. That is basically it's a cry for help.
Yeah.
Me saying I want Co to come on. My wife's friends with Co. Talks to him occasionally. They know each other from Pittsburgh, Texas days. We need to get him on to talk about music and the fact that he's a big Cowboys fan, big Rangers fan, and I believe he's a Mavs fan. His manager Dre was with us last year in at the Mavs game when we were watching. We thought that we're going to close the Clippers out, and we didn't do it.
Yeah, classic Dallas team right there.
I know it, man. It's like we've been on 15 minutes now. Again, anybody that jumped on, readdressing. Today is a huge day in sports betting history for Louisiana. January 28th, 2022. Mobile sports betting has gone live. Big deal, baby.
Oh yeah.
Nice audio work over there, Tyler. Your talent is growing literally right before our eyes. If you didn't hear me earlier, Tyler learned how to operate this machinery about 30 minutes ago. And now he's already got, and I believe he's got an account on Indeed.com. He's saying he is a broadcast professional.
Now hiring.
Yeah. Let's move on to the AFC.
Yeah.
Have you seen a better game? How can that, man? We got robbed. How could that not have been the AFC Championship game?
I mean, I want to start off by saying that it took us 14 seconds. I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan. We all know it. It took us 14 seconds to run that last play with Dak Prescott running the ball. They had 13 seconds to go down and score. I mean, when the Bills scored that touchdown, I think it might have been fourth down. I think it was 4th and 10, I believe. They got that one touchdown, 13 seconds. I was like, wow, so happy the Bills did it. I mean, I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan, but just wanted something new, especially a junior college quarterback. Junior college, like myself, was really, really big on Josh Allen. But, I mean, yeah, crazy game. 13 seconds, only took him 10. Spiked it with 3. I mean, unfortunate.
Unfortunately, yeah. I'm not even going to get into the, this is a Dak and Cowboys hate-free zone.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't Dak's fault. It wasn't Dak's fault.
Wasn't Dak's fault. And let's be honest, that's not the reason we lost the game. We lost the game probably before that.
Oh, yeah.
We had some miscues.
But no, we definitely lost it before. It's just to give a little perspective. That play was 14 seconds for us.
Got it.
Chiefs had 13.
Yeah. We've heard, and matter of fact, I think everybody watching has been hit with that all week long. ESPN. Anything they can do to go against Cowboys. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Dak's still our guy.
Oh, yeah.
We can't win it every year.
Yeah.
Grow momentum, do the things we need to change. Yeah. One of the big things that happened this week is Quinn's back as defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Do I think we can replicate the defensive prowess we had this last year?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. Getting that many interceptions? No.
I mean, how I think about it is Dan
probably
Quinn
won't happen, right?
Yeah.
That many interceptions won't happen. And that's a big part of our overall defensive rating.
I mean, Dan Quinn got the Legion of Boom made. I mean, he made that whole, maybe the greatest defense ever made with the whole Legion of Boom and Bobby Wagner and all them. He had
85 Bears is going to be the greatest defense of all time. But
yeah, cornerback and safety wise, the Legion of Doom will never get beat. I mean, you got Richard, you got the hitter Chandler, but he made all that. So, like, I think what he's trying to do now, like when Parsons says on a tweet, he was like, I don't know what Dan's going to do, but I've never had a coach like this care for me like this, and I wish he stays here. And you got to think, he got Trayvon Diggs his first year here. Second year here, Dan Quinn got Michael Parsons. Dude, he's creating something we don't even know yet. Like, that's why he's staying here. He's tired of going 5-5, 50 for the year, average for the year. He wants to stay here, and I think he wants to create something huge.
I think he's a relationship guy.
Yeah,
I also
yeah,
think that nothing against Mike. I also think there's a chance that Quinn is the future coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
And that's what I kind of don't like. I don't want McCarthy to have that, like, something on his shoulder, like my job's taking it any second, you know, like just like a quarterback. You want your quarterback to go out there knowing he's a guy, not knowing like Cam and them, like, I'm going to take you out in any fucking play.
I'm going to go opposite of that. You know why? The little term. I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's one way or the other.
Pressure, right? Because if you can't do it, there's somebody else in the stable that potentially can, even though Dan hasn't. The defense looked great this year. Anyway, moving on. Enough Cowboy talk. Wimp has been talking to Zeke. Hopefully Zeke actually is probably going to come on, and he's probably going to come on here in person.
Yeah, I was trying to get him on a Skype, but he's talking about how lit it sounded and trying to come down here. I was like, hey, you feel free to come with me. I mean, shit.
Look, the media, all these Cowboy haters, and there's tons of them, can hate on Zeke all they want. Kiss my ass.
I met him in person once. He knew my name before I said his.
You're a social media prodigy
in Dallas.
Dallas, right?
Yeah. A lot of people know me in Dallas, including Zeke and a lot of them. So I met him. We hit it off 2 days before the Denver game. Pretty cool dude, but we've been in contact since. I let him know, like, hey, we won't even talk too much football. Just kind of have a good time, you know, get a little lit, have fun, be at the casino, talk a little something there and there. I mean,
well, we also basically brainstormed, and Tyler was involved on the way down. We want to create an NFT.
Yeah.
And we don't want to release the details yet.
Yeah,
we want to create an NFT around Zeke.
Yeah.
That we're in on, and that we basically bring to the table. So Zeke, a lot of upside there for a potential NFT. I think it's going to blow your mind.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to him about that. I have like a feed me NFT type thing. It's the first
We
time
just said we weren't talking about it, and you literally said don't talk about it.
I
And
heard
then
you talk about
literally
it.
give the details.
I heard you say
You gave
Zeke.
away the most important detail, guys.
Hey, you
He
said
literally gave away what he told me not to say.
Hey, he said Zeke. I was like, let's let it loose, baby.
That's why there's only one chief here, and the rest are Indians, right?
Who's the
I'm
Indian?
the chief.
Who's the
Okay, anyway, Zeke, we want you on. I still think you're the guy. I still think you have it. I love Pollard too. I love Dak. Right now, I'm a little starstruck. The one I want to meet the most is the fire breather.
Dak?
Who?
Dak?
Who's the fire breather of the team right now?
For the Cowboys. Oh, you want Parsons?
It's not even yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got the jersey for Christmas. Thanks, Tara. Moving back on, let's go to how does Joe Burrow get sacked 9 times and still upset the number 1 seed Titans?
I mean, he was going against a deadly Jeffrey Simmons. Played Jeffrey Simmons my junior year at Mississippi State. He's a nose guard, absolute dog. I think he had 3 sacks this game. He was just putting nonstop pressure. That dude's 6'6", 300. I mean, like, besides Jeffrey, it was the entire Titans defense. I mean, if Chiefs can't put that, I mean, they're gonna have to try to put that pressure. I don't really know what the game plan would be for the Chiefs coming into this one defensively.
Sacked 9 times, as I said. I don't know what he was thinking in his head or how he was verbalizing things inside the huddle. Personally, just from body language, never saw Joe Shiesty rattled at all. I saw him get his ass knocked on the ground and get back up and stay at it. And I'm thinking the whole time, probably like a lot of people, not the Bengals fans, I just thought there's no way in hell he's going to win this game. He can't get a playoff.
Yeah.
Finds a way to win. Jamar Chase and Burrow have a special relationship. Fast forward to this week. If you get sacked 9 times against the Chiefs,
ain't no way you're winning.
You will get your ass blown out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some turnovers, probably, maybe a strip sack, probably a lot of 3 and outs if you continually get sacked. And Mahomes at home is going to score points.
Yeah, but for some reason, the Titans, you go look at their scores, they're like the classic 19-16 guys. Like, all their scores are so low. 19, 16, 12. It's such the weirdest scores. I mean, they got a pretty good defense. And I mean,
talking about Bengals or Titans?
Titans. So you're talking about the Bengals and how they have problems.
Yeah.
I mean, the Titans, they got a defense. I mean, that head coach, the middle linebacker for the Pats. I mean, that dude's a dog verbal or whatever. I mean, I think he's going to come out and the Chiefs better be awake. I mean, because seeing how the Bills exposed them, Gabriel Davis exposing that cornerback. Oh my God. I mean, the Chiefs know it. They better be ready because Burrow's going to be thrown to every target on that field. I mean, he's going to be throwing it to every target.
Yeah, I think the template to beat them might have been established. Stephon Diggs, double team him. Gabriel, 4 touchdowns since the NFL record. A lot of that, let's be honest, was Josh Allen. Has to do with quarterback precision. He is a bad mother. I'm not cussing on here much. But Burrow, we'll see if he's as good. Josh Allen, to me, overall talent, arm, legs, is the most talented quarterback in the league. Physical gifts.
For sure.
That doesn't mean he's better than Mahomes. I saw Mahomes make a sidearm throw the other night that literally blew my mind. He's a winner, right? He's going to win. He's going to win. He's a winner. I think, though, physically, Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. Just me. Cannon.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Again,
I believe that too. I mean,
there's been a lot of guys
big
that throw the rock, right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys in the NFL that have huge arms over the years that weren't winners.
Mm-hmm.
It's a special sauce, man. And they have – Andy Reid has whipped it up in Kansas City. NFL record, 4th straight AFC championship game hosting. I know he went to 4 when he was with Philly. I believe that 1 or 2 of those were on the road. So I'm kind of programmed not to like Andy because as a Cowboys fan, he hurt us a lot when he was with the Eagles.
Yeah.
But let's not deny it, man. Their success is a lot of Andy Reid and whatever he's mixing up in the cauldron in there, some taco soup or whatever you like. He's mixing it just right? He's got Kelsey, all these guys. I won't be shocked if they blow the Bengals out. It feels like that's one of those weeks. It's an easy cop-out to say, oh, the Chiefs will blow them out or the Bengals will barely win. This is a game I really feel like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Chiefs blow them out. or the Bengals win. I don't think there's another option. I don't think the Chiefs win by a field goal.
It's gonna get to that point. I saw it on ESPN. I think Hasselbeck was talking about like they're gonna be throwing that stuff out like they did with Kelsey, all these trick plays and stuff. And I think it's Brian Pringle. He also was a quarterback at D1. He's a receiver now, but like don't be surprised you start seeing that little trickery. Like Travis Kelsey, he was a quarterback in high school, got recruited by Cincinnati for a quarterback, went to tight end. That's why they threw that pass over the day. Wouldn't be surprised to get on the 20, do a little pitch to Brian Pringle, play quarterback for 4 years in college. Whoop, straight to Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, it's a good point. I also thought a trick play last week almost could have cost him the game.
Yeah.
Take the ball out of Mahomes' hand down on the goal line. I can't remember who got the ball. He got stopped, remember? Kicked a field goal. I thought this could be a pivotal moment in the game, and I got a text from a buddy in a group text immediately. How do you take the ball out of Mahomes' hands there? Sometimes we go too far. I think these offensive coordinators, they want to over scheme and kind of stole that from Troy Aikman. But if you watch it, there's a lot of over scheming going on when instead of you've got a guy lined up, like he said, CeeDee Lamb was one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it to him. Every team's guilty of that, right? You want to cook up. You want to, hey, look at us. Look how good we are. It works for the Chiefs, but sometimes I think you can just dumb it down and run right at a team and take it over.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that game's going to be very interesting. Again, I took the Bengals and the Chiefs, the Bengals and the 49ers money line. The Bengals are plus 285. So if you need to know about gambling, for every $100 you bet, if you bet the Bengals and they win, you would win $285. On the 49ers, Vegas gives them a little bit better chance to win outright. You bet 100, you would win 155.
What are you more confident in when it comes to the Bengals and 49ers?
God, it's so easy to say right now.
Yeah.
I think the 49ers.
Yeah.
I think that's
for sure.
I feel like it's a lock. People want to use that term a lot in the TikTok sports betting world and on here. You and I use it between us a lot. I think that's my lock. 49ers money line. That game might come down just because of how prolific the Rams offense have been.
Yeah.
And if Jimmy G has a turnover or two, that game might come down to a Robbie Gould field goal to win it.
Yeah. If it was 49ers home, I'd probably take the Rams, but the 49ers still not being at home, still the underdog, still I mean,
I see where you're going with that. They need to have that. You know what I mean? They need to have that chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, and that's what they like. That's why after you beat the Packers, you hear Jimmy F the Packers. They're out there flipping off our Dallas Cowboy fans and all that. I mean, they love having that chip on their shoulder and being the underdogs, just going out there and letting it loose.
Yeah, and we could be sitting here next week, and you could say your lock of the week shit the bed. You took the Bengals, the 49ers. I think the 49ers run the table, and they are your Super Bowl champions.
Yeah,
for 2022. It just feels like it's meant to be. I feel like I said, Patrick Mahomes, we're fans of Patrick. Patrick's dad has been on the podcast.
Yeah.
I personally think the best individual player left in football right now is Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're Cowboys fans, and I want to not say he's good. I feel like he makes a freaking play every game that no one else on the field can make. That third down conversion last week was big.
That's 3 good MVP for the Super Bowls right there. I like Patrick, I like Burrow, and I like Deebo. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I'll say this right now. I don't see the Rams winning the Super Bowl. Not a chance in hell. I almost said I'd shave my head, but that costs a lot of money for me to do that. But the Rams ain't winning the Super Bowl. I'll do something crazy. I'll get a Rams tattoo somewhere if the Rams win the Super Bowl. How about that?
And maybe we're overlooking the Rams. I know my wife and I flew from Dallas to LA, what was it, 3-4 years ago when we played the Rams, and their running backs literally ran for, 280, 300 yards, ran all over us. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We couldn't. I've never seen, other than maybe a Pop Warner game, and we were on the opposing sideline. We were pretty close. I've never seen the defensive line of a team, and this is Dallas, get blown off the ball so crazily than the Rams did. And we still were in that game, but they were punishing us, man, just absolutely punishing. So I think maybe deep down, I feel like I wasted a lot of money on a 3-day trip to LA to go get our ass kicked. And maybe that's why I can't pick them. I don't know. Or maybe I think Stafford's a poser. I don't know. Like that mom always says, if you got problems in one zip code, moving to another zip code is not going to change your problems.
Yeah.
So is there a reason that he didn't win in Detroit? Was he the problem? Right? Or is the problem going to be the team that's around him? Is he a winner? This will put him in dog status if he can win this game and get the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I look at some of his bad throws, like when he tried to hit Justin Jefferson or Van Jefferson or whatever on the it's like 3rd and whatever. Dude threw the ball 20 yards over his head because it was the first quarter. The pressure was going, beginning of the game, and dude just threw the ball in the damn stands.
His butthole was tight, man.
Exactly, and he's not he's not a playoff quarterback. Right. So I think that's what the quarterback we're to get this game.
Yeah, I mean, hear all the talk in the last week. Stafford needs to win this game to get this. No, he needs to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, or nothing.
And all this talk about his coach, and how many times, if I had $1 for every time I heard he's innovative. He's one of the great young play callers in the game today. A lot of old dudes are winning Super Bowls at coach.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, Bill Belichick. How long these guys been out of high school? Huh?
Yeah.
Sean McVay's been out of high school, it seems like about 5 years, but I'm tired of that. Look, either win the Super Bowl, or guys, don't say that about him anymore, right? Yeah. Don't say he's the greatest offensive mind in the game currently. His ass could be sitting at home next week.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's not going to win it. I'm saying we put all these titles on these guys, right? We anoint them, and the media they go with it. No one's saying, "Hey, he's still one of the great old fat coaches in the NFL." No one says that anymore because that's not cool to say. These old guys are whipping your ass, right? And they still are. Let's see what they do. Yeah. I think the Rams are going home
for sure.
If you're a Rams fan, you're watching it. God, you guys may blow them out. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe the 49ers lucky streak ends now. Maybe Jimmy G cannot get away with throwing another interception in a game. Yeah. He almost didn't get away with it against the Cowboys.
I don't know how I got it past it with the Packers.
Yeah, I don't know how either. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sad the Packers lost. No. Dez caught that ball that year. I think the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl, and Romo's trajectory changes. But that's definitely a homer opinion, right?
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, we are here inside the Horseshoe Casino again. This is a big day in Louisiana. Mobile sports betting is now up and going. Huge deal. Tyler, you want to throw up the promo they're running there? Quentin, the sportsbook director, was on earlier. We had to scrap that because we had some audio issues. So as you see there on the screen, $20 if you go on the mobile app and you've not previously registered before, and that's Caesar Sportsbook. If you go on there and you bet 20 of your own money, they're going to give you $300 as a thank you and as a reward for coming on. That's going to be carved up into 6 bets of $50 each, and then you can do with that as you will. If you also simultaneously are a club member with them, if you hold a card, I believe they're going to match $1,500 in bets. I don't know if that's one single bet or if they have it carved up. You know, there are multiple options for different states who have gone mobily.
Yeah.
I feel like Caesars, has a lot of bullets in the gun. We've said it before for those joining. Look at their roster. The whole Manning family.
Oh, yeah.
Probably even the Manning pets are on the payroll, right? Doing a great job.
Before you quit that real quick, you forgot the code.
Yeah. So the promotional code FB300.
FB300.
FB300. That's coming from Quentin Harris. Shout out Quentin. Matter of fact, I need to text Quentin and get him back up here. We had to scrap his.
Hey, like I said earlier, why not? I mean, a little fun. Throw $20 on the book, $300 a free play.
Yeah,
there's plenty enough to play with.
We're going to go down and do that here momentarily. We're going to be on. We've been on this round for about 40 minutes. We like to keep it an hour. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, we get
my boy on.
We'll probably not go live with Zeke. We'll probably interview him and then edit it up. I know that makes guys feel more comfy as they have a little bit of control over the
especially
edit.
The first couple of ones.
And I mentioned it several times, but I want to say it again because it's crucial. Pat Mahomes, Patrick's dad, we had him on 2 times ago. We got out here. Catastrophic network issue in here, and we could not broadcast. So, Pat, hope to get you back on, win or lose. I know you're pulling for your son, big East Texas guy. I'm an East Texas guy myself. We're fans of Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Again, they're either going to blow the Bengals out or the Bengals going to win. And this has been used a lot this week in media. It feels like Joe Burrow has been anointed, and this is maybe a team of destiny. The same way I have the same feeling right now that I had when LSU was in the playoff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know this guy's a badass, but like, you got to go show me. And he kept doing it.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to lose. Everyone thinks they're going to lose. They're supposed to lose. And having that relaxedness that you're the underdog, I mean, you're not supposed to win. They're the ones that got all the pressure. So I think that's what's really going to build up to. I mean, they've been the 4 AFC championships the Chiefs have
in a row, NFL record,
but Super Bowl twice out of the 4. Correct.
And won one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just see Joey Schneisty coming in there and just no pressure, all diamonds, and literally slaying it, feeding every receiver. Receivers you never even heard of before. They're going to see a third string come in there. He's going to feed them for 17. Like, Joey's going to put on a show. I could be completely wrong. He gets shut out. I mean, it's the playoffs.
If he gets sacked more than, I would say this week, more than 4 times, the Bengals, who they going to beat the Bengals? The Chiefs did. They just beat you. Yeah. They sack him more than 4 times because, the Titans are one thing. I don't think of offensive explosiveness when I think of the Titans. When I think of Chiefs, you look that term up in the dictionary, and there's an 8x10 glossy of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean,
so I see Quentin coming back by. I want to get Quentin back on here.
Real quick before Quentin gets in here, imagine this. Aaron Rodgers in a Tennessee Titans jersey. Just going ahead and wrap it up, NFL.
Wow.
That would be nuts.
Wow, you just blew some minds. I didn't think about that.
Dude, imagine that.
I saw a text got a little while ago. Aaron Rodgers in a Broncos uniform.
If he gets in a Titans jersey or a Colts jersey, the entire NFL needs to really pray. That'd be scary.
I like that one better.
Colts?
You remember we were here 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I think it was plus 1,800 at the end of the regular season for the Colts to win. And what did I say a recipe was? You have a badass running back, quarterback that's doing just enough to win, a great defense. I like plus 1,800. Then, of course,
I mean, dude, I hate Ryan Tannehill.
They got beat. I don't dislike Tannehill. I think that I like what you said, though. If they had not even Aaron Rodgers,
I know.
If they had another quarterback in there with that defense and the hard-nosed football of Vrabel, you're right, they'd be dangerous.
Yeah, but Tom Brady with the Patriots.
To me, they have the top 4 or 5 best offensive player in football.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's a unique guy.
Yeah. You have Julio Jones, A.J. Brown. I mean, that defense.
Those guys are great, too. In a landscape full of receivers, I don't think they're right there at the very, very top, but they're up there close.
Yeah.
But I think Henry is a top.
Oh, for sure. They need to figure out something with Tannehill, and they'll be all right.
It's a quarterback-driven league, so let's take out those stud quarterbacks, Mahomes, Allen.
Yeah.
Those guys, and just put the rest of the players in, running backs, receivers. Henry's right up there, man. He's a stud. It's a shame that he got injured.
I'm glad with a plate in his foot.
I'm glad he got to come back. Again, I made my bet earlier downstairs. I made it actually in person because I like dealing with the ladies and the guys at the sports book. We've done some content here with them, and we get along with them. I took Cincinnati Bengals plus 285 and the 49ers plus 155 and a parlay. I'm not going to say amounts. I'll show that on Instagram later. It is a considerable payout considering the odds.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, to reiterate, for those, I get a lot of people ask me, I don't ever bet money line, doesn't know how it works, or I don't bet spread. Excuse me, I don't bet spread.
Oh, okay.
This money line is plus 285. So if you bet $100 and you win, they will pay you 285 for every 100 you bet. Vegas seems to think a little more favorably towards the 49ers. The 49ers are plus 155. So $100 bet on the 49ers. If they win, you're then going to get 155. So 100 a year's back and then 55 on top of it.
Hey, that's easy money. I mean, talking about the free 300 on the app, why not?
Yeah. Never easy money. It's easy to get the money on the app. That's what he's referring to.
Okay, yeah.
But these 2 games, based on what happened last weekend, 3 road teams win, all the games in on the last play. Please tell me that wasn't the pinnacle, that this week we're going to get 2 blowouts. I won't be happy with it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if that happens, I'm not even going to podcast next week. We're going to wait till the Super Bowl.
That'd
We
be very
may
sad.
we may be in LA, depending on I don't know what California's doing on the shakedown to get in to California. I've got to give up one of my kids or what we got to do. But we may be there. We may rent some space and do a 3-team parlay. For those that follow us a little bit, know we're a startup. We are Dallas based. Wimpa and I do a podcast once a week. We've got quite a few followers on TikTok, Instagram. We are not handicappers. There's a lot of handicappers on TikTok that are like, bet this, bet this, bet this. And I figured out what they're doing. And kudos to you guys. But what they do is they'll get on a 3 or 4 week run and they'll hit some bets, which the ebb and flow of gambling, you and I know that's going to happen. And then these guys will watch them and be like, look, he showed that his picks, look at the date, everything lines up. He looks like he knows what he's doing. And then they're like, hey, Venmo me $100 a person or $100 per pick. There's some guys making some obscene amount of money on there. One guy's saying he's making 100 G's a month. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
And then they go on a 3 or 4 week, losing streak, which is inherently a part of sports gambling. And then they're like, stick with me, we'll pull out of it. We are not handicappers. We're not going to ask for money. We are sports and entertainment company. We're a startup. So we have concerts and things coming up. We have actual artists that come in the studio with us, and we're trying to grow exponentially from unknown to a little bit more known. And I think the caliber of the guest is what we're after. So let's shoot for Zeke.
Yeah.
I want Dak on. Mike Sweatshirt, Cole Wetzel. Cole is huge in the Texas music scene right now. More importantly, he's a huge sports fan.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys, Rangers, Mavericks, I believe. He's got the trifecta like we do. Love to have you on and chop it up, Co. Have my wife send you another message, and let's see if we can make it happen. Who's in the Super Bowl?
I think they're on your piece of paper right there. I'm going to be honest. I like Bengals, 49ers. I like the underdogs. It's been the underdogs the whole time. I mean, this playoffs has been underdogs playoffs, and I think that's what we're going to ride into going into the Super Bowl.
I feel like I heard this in passing, maybe on the radio earlier. We get so many stats thrown at us and historical tidbits.
Yeah.
I think I heard, and somebody can come on and say I'm a dumbass later, and when you fact check me, that's also inherent in social media.
Yeah.
There's a lot of haters. I believe the last 2 times the Bengals went to the Super Bowl in the 80s, they lost both. Their opponent was the 49ers both times. This could be a third time's a charm kind of thing. As a sports guy who's in the middle of a drought now with my city, Dallas, or our team we root for, we haven't really won the Super Bowl since I was in the high school and in the Army, so that can date me, age me. We've been on a drought.
Yeah.
Football-wise. Imagine the absolute mayhem and the scene if the Bengals can win the Super Bowl.
That'd be nuts. That's what I hope for. I mean, friends with a lot of QBs and all, but I want someone who hasn't been there before, kind of like a Garoppolo or a Debo or someone that hasn't been there yet.
And I'm not necessarily adverse to that. I want a good game. I think this is a pivotal moment in the potential dynasty of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Look at what Tom Brady did. And I know it seems so lofty, so unattainable, but think about it. If Patrick Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl and wins it, he'll have been to the Super Bowl 3 times in 4 years, and he will have won 2.
Yeah. That sounds like Tom
now
Brady.
It's hard to keep it going. I get it. But he could be a real threat to challenge Brady's legacy. And I know that's blasphemy to say that. He's a long way away. But look how much further and how much longer it's going to take him if he doesn't get there this year.
For sure. I mean, Big Ben won them first 2 Super Bowls, and after that, I mean, he didn't have. I mean, he was still good, but kind of coasted it down a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't know what the future holds for Mahomes. It feels like I know this. Let's not even watch next year. Let's not even watch the first 6 weeks of the NFL, because this first 6 weeks of the NFL looks like it has nothing compared to now. How good were the Cowboys the first 6 weeks?
Oh my God.
I had a little too much to drink and went on Facebook at midnight and said, we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. And my buddy called me and said, you just shit on our season, man. Go erase it. And so, I know this. It's akin to me, We Dem Boys, that song and that mantra. I think that's one of the reasons that we don't win is because that's the worst war cry I've ever heard. We Dem Boys.
Yeah.
Like, please don't, like, I get it if you like it. Don't ever please don't come around me and say that. If Dak and Zeke and those guys like it, that's fine. They're the team. I just don't like the We Dem Boys.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said we're going to the Super Bowl. You will never hear that come out of my lips again. And till the night after, a minute after the NFC Championship, and we've won. And we'll get more on the Cowboys. I want to break it down with Zeke and those guys and talk a little bit about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Do I think we're close? Yeah.
For sure.
We're scrutinized more than any other team, right?
Yeah.
America's team, biggest fan base, most valuable. I get it. I'm frustrated too. We haven't won shit in years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jerry's fault. It's this and that. Well, I don't know whose fault it is.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, we're like a team that my coach kind of described to me. We're like a team where you pat them on the ass and then all of a sudden you realize you got shit in your hands. We did good, so good through the regular season. Right? We made it to playoffs. Good job. Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit in my hands.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. It's frustrating, and we'll talk about it later. We've got all off season to debate it. I think we have the right people in place. I think Dak is still the guy.
Yeah.
Still the guy. I think it's going to happen. You look. Everybody's like, oh, Dak can't get us to the promised land. There's some badass quarterbacks that lost in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 years, right? The GOAT got knocked out last week. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers got knocked out. That doesn't have any reflection on their individual ability or prowess. There's a lot that goes into this. Yeah. I know you especially wanted Josh Allen to win. And we've mentioned this before on the podcast. Wimpa's, he's usually brings this up himself because he's not modest. He likes to brag about it. He's the former #1 tight end recruit in the nation.
Damn right.
Out of Roy City, Texas. And his mom still has the letter. I don't know if she's found it yet or not. We're looking for it.
Yeah, I got to get it.
Actually going to get this in the Smithsonian, right?
Yeah.
He gets a letter from Wyoming back in the day recruiting him and say, with this great quarterback, he loves to throw to tight ends.
Yeah.
And I remember you told me and I laughed. You're like, you looked at the letter and said, who the fuck is Josh Allen?
Yeah, like Wyoming.
No one knew who Josh Allen was.
Yeah.
So I think even my mom knows who Josh Allen is now.
Yeah, that's insane.
I think his legacy will benefit greatly from being so upset last week. The sting.
Yeah.
They're going to be hard to beat, man. They're going to be hard to beat the next few years. That's also what will make Mahomes' legacy so much better is that you can say, like, that's the reason Brady's legacy is so good. Think about who he went against. You need your Big Ben. You need your Peyton Manning. You need Michael Jordan needed the Jazz.
Oh, for sure.
To challenge him, the Knicks to challenge him. Mahomes is going to need Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to need Josh Allen. He's going to need Herbert. All these guys to challenge him all these years. And if he still comes out, the sky's the limit for his legacy.
Yeah. I mean, speaking on playing with Josh Allen. Hey, Josh, still athletic, still 6'6", 250, all #1. Hey, baby.
Bad ankle, right? Bill. Bad ankle. You got 2 plays in you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Both goal line plays. Huh?
Well, I'd kill it on the goal line. Oh, my God. I seriously believe that. But
well, this summer, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get Josh, and we're going to let you run some routes. And we're going to get. We're going to rate it 1 to 10.
Hey, and we're going to do the arena football thing where I get mic'd up for the Dallas arena football team. They follow me. I've been in touch with them. That's something I really, really, even if it's like one drive, couple plays when they're up by fucking 21 or whatever, I want to hop in the game, get mic'd up at the pads for a little bit.
Yeah. And speaking of that, USFL's coming back. I got a text earlier. I told you about from a friend of the podcast, Gerard Hurd, former University of Texas quarterback. He is in the new movie, the new Kurt Warner movie. We discussed that. He plays Isaac Bruce in the movie. It's a non-speaking role, but he had the athletic chops to play that role, which is an integral part of that Greatest Show on Turf. Yeah. He texted me and said, hey, can you ask Tony Casillas to reach out to some of his friends that are helping start up this league to get me in? So Tony, also a friend of the podcast, Let's get Gerard Hurd in. Let's get him. He's an athlete. That's what he wants to be. He's an athlete, right?
Oh yeah, does it all.
Get in, let him play. Gerard, I gave you your shout out. We love you, man. Have you back on soon. You want to close? Can you think of anything? It's hard when we don't have a guest on.
Yeah, it's hard.
You and I aren't cool or funny enough to come up with a bunch of shit.
I just want to keep it PG-13 also.
PG-13. We've got Caesars. We can't trash Caesars. I'm gonna predict the scores. You predict the scores, and then we'll cut loose and get back to Dallas at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna go AFC first.
I think I might just predict the NFC.
I'm going AFC. I'm going Bengals 42.
Ooh. Yeah,
it's gonna blow your mind. Bengals 42.
Like
Chiefs 28. I think there's gonna be some turnovers.
Damn, I like that. Okay. Rams, Niners. I like 23-21 Niners. 23-21. It's going to be the last play. Field goal, 23. Bing.
Robbie Gold right down the middle.
It's going to be 20-21.
I'm going to go a little different on that one. I think Stafford has a couple turnovers. I think Jimmy G does not turn the ball over this week. And I think Deebo Samuel actually slaughters.
Yeah.
I'm going 35-14. I think the Rams are going to fall hard.
Yeah. I like
Despite the fact they have to me, you could say some others that got in the mix, some others that have a little flurries of being great. But you show me a more consistent body of work defensively than Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Over the last 4 or 5 years. That is your defense. That is the best player defensively to me in the NFL.
Oh, for sure.
And this is a homer pick, but tell me, somebody prove me wrong. You tell me that Micah Parsons is not a top 5 defensive player in the league in his first year.
Oh yeah,
not rookie.
No, for sure, yeah. Top 5 best player. Who we were talking about? They're saying that reminds him of Lawrence Taylor a little bit. Tony.
Tony Casillas talking about Micah.
Yeah. He saw Lawrence Taylor play at a young age and all that, kind of reminded him of Micah a little bit. I mean, I believe the same thing. That was a question I was going to ask him. A little young legend growing under Dan Quinn.
Yeah. And Micah, that's not ass kissing just to get you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I got your jersey for Christmas. That's all I asked for. My wife got a way more expensive gift and I got your jersey, but man, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I had it on. The girls were like, "Oh yeah, I'd gotten that one. I thought you had 11 that said Beasley, Dad." And I'm like, it's old news. It's old news. Still a Bees fan though.
Oh,
had a couple big catches last week. As we close up, to reiterate, we are 3-team parlay. We are inside the Horseshoe Casino, which is in Shreveport, Bossier City. The Caesar Sportsbook's here, guys. We talked about it earlier. Big day in Louisiana, Tyler, right? Hang on. January 28th lives in infamy.
Oh, yeah.
Mobile sports betting has gone live. Let's hear it again one more time. For those of you, that's our built-in round of applause. There's not actually an audience in here. It's a big deal. They want you. You're going to bet.
Yeah.
Right? You can drive across the state line. Like if you were coming across from Texas, drive across the state line. There's a rest area right there. Register with this app. You can make the bet and turn and burn and go home and not even actually have to come in here. But if you like the way a casino smells,
oh yeah,
and you want to walk past the $1 million wall, there's a wall with $1 million in cash right outside. That way that you can't see. If you like to walk in and see people both smiling and frowning as winners lose. If you like that whole vibe,
yeah,
right?
I mean, look at this vibe.
You like that ching, 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 ching. If you like that slot machine sound as you walk up the sport, come here and go in person.
I mean, look at it. This looks phenomenal.
Look at this. I think this is a VIP room.
Yeah.
I think you got to spend a lot of money to get in here. But if you come and look at watch our podcast outside the window, we do have our first in studio guest who's been here for 10 or 15 minutes. I appreciate you, sir. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from the state of Louisiana. You talk about the greatest of all time. When you come to Louisiana, you come to Texas, you talk about Drew Brees.
Got you.
You want to?
No, I'm going to jump off. I just wanted him to come in and we're going to get up. But it's glad to have our first guest in here. He's a Drew Brees fan. I think as most people in Louisiana are. I thought he might get the pull to come out of retirement this year to help his team out. But listen, guys, come on out. The Caesar Sportsbook is live. There are other options. I'm telling you, we've met with them and frequented all of them. Caesar's has a lot of bullets in the gun. It's a well-known name. The marketing's there, the entity's there. You know who they are. It's not a startup, like it's legit.
Yeah.
I want you to get in their sports book. I want you to win some money. Again, we're not handicappers. We're not telling you who to pick. We don't get paid for picks. We both like underdogs this week. So let's go with it from that. Wempa, we'll be back next week, Thursday or Friday, probably with a guest. Anyway, Tyler, thanks for manning the tech back there, buddy, with my son with 30 minutes notice earlier. We're out, guys. Have a great weekend, and I hope this football is everything you think it's supposed to be.